morning. In fact, we have two sets of discussions for you this morning. I said to you this morning earlier that it's going to be a busy morning. And so here we are. Getting going. It's now time for us to chat this morning, and I'm so glad that I can have in my company this morning very important people. You'll hear a lot about them as we go on, but we're talking about, I don't know how many of you have heard the name before, Solange Roberts, but she is very popular, and she's a very good and outstanding artist. And there are many things I might not just be able to say here in terms of what she does or who she is, but she is one of the persons in studio this morning, along with two of our friends, yes, and we're going to, in fact, we have all just become friends, and we want to share some information with you this morning, our listeners. But let me first go to Solange and say good morning. Solange, it's certainly nice to have you in studio this morning. We have chatted on this program before, but you are not in, but it's so nice to have you. In fact, the studio was looking forward to see you.
Thank you. Good morning, Milton. It is indeed a pleasure to be here today. I think my visit here is long overdue. So I'm really excited about this venture today, and I want to say thank you to you and your staff for having me and my guest here this morning. Thank you.
Okay, you're so welcome. Now we talk about your guest. Our guest this morning here is, we have two outstanding persons, and we want to, so let me give you the opportunity to introduce our guest this morning. They are very close to you, so they are close to us also.
Well, my pleasure to introduce Atia and her wonderful husband Ingram. They're some very close friends of mine, and I've been very fortunate to meet them this year. And Grenada is indeed their home, and we want to welcome you officially to Grenada, and welcome to my life, my creative corner. And I look forward to an amazing life together with Atia and Ingram. Yes. Okay,
Atia and Ingram. So let's hear from them then. Atia.
Yes. Hello, Milton. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're very welcome. Solange said that you are glad to be here in Grenada.
Absolutely.
Is it your first time?
It is my first time in Grenada. We have actually been here over a year. Mm-hmm. We came last July, visiting, and loved the island, the beauty of it, and the peacefulness of it, that we decided to stay.
Responsive. Responsive. Not very many people can respond with that kind of positivity.
Yes.
You just, it's good.
Absolutely.
You don't challenge it, you don't query it, you just accept it.
Absolutely.
And Grenada fits that mold.
Absolutely. Well, as a writer, it's a wonderful, quiet place to be able to write, and I have actually published 5 books since I've been here in just a little over a year. So it has been a wonderful place to go within and to pull out the many books that are within and bring them out to be able to help and serve.
That is so interesting, so positive. All right, we'll come back to that in a little while. I'm excited about that aspect. Let's go to Ingram. Good morning to you, and tell us, how is it like? I mean, your wife has spoken.
Good morning, Milton. I hope you're well.
Yes,
what can I say? Grenada is a wonderful island. I have family that are from Grenada, so it's been my second time on the island. The last time I was on the island, I was a young boy, and things have changed a lot for me. Obviously, everything was a lot smaller then. Everything's got bigger now in terms of what I can see and how I understand the island. And in the year, I've met some wonderful characters on the island, and great personalities, and a real credit to Grenada.
Okay. And I guess you contribute towards the process, what are the documentation of the experience. I guess you're also part of that process.
Absolutely. With a TV channel which I own called BayloriC Worldwide, we are the champion for the underdog. We do the stories for the young people and the adults that do not get exposure from the mainstream media for whatever reason. There's so many hidden gems in Grenada, Solange being one, Her creative corner is fantastic, amazing. Her art, her voice, just her whole personality and presence, as I'm sure the listeners can hear now. She's a hidden talent, but now it's been unveiled. And, it's amazing.
All right, okay, now that we set the stage, we can relax now and expect something, expect the main course is what I would like to call it. Let's go back to Atia. You are a writer.
Yes.
You are an artist in your own right.
Yes.
What about writing gives you that feeling of fulfillment when you look back at what you have done?
That is an excellent question, Milton. First of all, when I write and I create, I am able to take a concept and manifest it in real time that has the power to change the course of history and change people's lives in a twinkling of an eye. And so every time I write and take that vision that is in my mind's eye and manifest it into real life, real time, it's like dancing with the Creator over and over again and giving birth over and over again.
That's very expressive. That's very, very expressive. And it's deep in the sense that, you know, the issue about life is being fulfilled.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sometimes, unfortunately, people live long, long lives, numbers-wise,
Yes.
and they have not yet discovered the meaning for life.
Absolutely.
And someone said this morning, you have to look in.
Yes.
Inward. Sometimes we refuse to see, you know,
Yes.
what it is, and we're looking elsewhere.
One of the things I always say is, if you don't look within, if you don't go within, you go without.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not able to discover your purpose in life, all of us was born with a purpose in life. Our wealth, our health, and everything that life has to offer is connected and tied to our ability to be able to discover that precious gem within ourselves, the reason why we are, and then to walk in your purpose, and you can become wealthy, you can manifest all of the wonderful things that life has to offer, but more importantly, in this pursuit of happiness, you actually become fulfilled.
Okay. And I think one of the things that I will always encourage persons to go for is a fulfilled life. And life is a journey. Let me go back to Ingram and talk about the journey now. The journey. Life is a journey. Sometimes on the journey you meet rough roads, sometimes you meet slopes, slides, but sometimes you meet some some flat land where and the breeze is blowing beautiful, and you could just rest under a tree and sit there and say, boy, this is a junction where I know I have 10 miles to go, I can rest here. What does the journey reflects and represents for you in this process?
I kind of look at life in three processes. You're either going into a storm, you're in a storm, or you're coming out of the storm. Okay? So when you look at life that way, when you're in the storm, you know you're in the storm. When you're coming out of the storm, you kind of look at yourself and say, well, okay, whatever I've lost in that storm, I'm not picking up, because obviously that wasn't strong enough or worthy enough to carry on my journey. That which is strong, I embrace and say, wow, isn't that a great part of my character? And so then I kind of replenish and prepare for the future. So I know there'll be a storm in the future. What I've got to retain are those key lessons and points. Maybe, for example, how somebody may have interacted with me, to ensure that I don't repeat history. I don't do what they did to me, but be the better man, and set an example, and be a trendsetter. Sometimes to be a trendsetter may upset people, because mediocrity is not something that I do. It's not something I understand. And so you're going to upset a few people along the way.
Well, that's part of the process, I would say. True. All right, let me hear from Solar. She's in the corner there and just taking everything easily and with a beautiful smile as usual. Solar, the issue here we're talking about is finding oneself, and you seem to have captured that concept where you were gone inside. You didn't tell me that, but I saw that. Yes, and you bring out beauty. You bring out all kinds of talent and skill and so on. At what stage did you decide to discover those things about who the real Solange is?
Wow, that's such a lovely question, Milton. At what stage? The thing is, I have always had, these creative attributes, always been singing since I was 5 years old. I was singing at church, doing all sorts of funny things in the community. So people know me as a creative sort of child, and it just, blossomed me into this remarkable person that I am today. But I can tell you, for a few years, I've been struggling to actually find myself. But thank God, 2013 was my making year. And I can proudly say that I found myself. I can proudly say that I found myself. And with the help of my very good friend, Atia, I can proudly say that I found myself. Yes. She knows exactly what I'm talking about, and we're happy.
If I tell you, I know also you doubt me?
I would not doubt you, because I know that a lot of people can see it.
I want to know.
Yeah. I'm really happy. I'm really a happier person. I'm able to do the things that I love, and a lot of people are inspired by my life, and that's what's important for me, that I know that I'm doing something positive, and I want to set the way for a lot of people who would follow, that whatever you can do, you have to search within yourself, and you will do it. You have to make your mind up, and you have to do it. It will happen for you, just as it happened for me. Yeah.
And it's a process.
It is.
It is.
It is.
You grow into becoming.
Yes.
Yeah. You see it grow every day. Atia,
Yes.
I see that you wanted to share here.
Yes, because Solange hit on it. Actually, yes, I am an author. I am a speaker and a trainer. I am also the founder of the Marriage Tree, where I do relationship coaching, but I also do life coaching. And I was on another radio program for 2 hours several months ago. And after that show, I got a call from a young lady who was in a period of her life who had so much talent, so many gifts. And she called and said, I want to make some changes in my life. I want to be able to go to the next level in my life. Well, lo and behold, that young lady was Solange. And as a life coach, although my time did not allow me to take on one-to-one clients, usually I do group coaching sessions, I did make an exception for Grenadians that I would take on one-to-one clients. So I took her on as a client. And I tell you, she is one of the best people that I have ever worked with, because as a life coach, one of the things I do is help people to discover their purpose in life, and also to help them to be able to clarify goals and objectives so they can not only realize their strengths, but understand what the gaps are and how to continue to build up on those strengths, but also to close the gap on what their weaknesses are. And one of the things about Solange is she was determined. While she may not had all of the information she needed to necessarily go to the next level, but she was very coachable. And she was one who was willing to learn and to do what it takes to go to the next level. And so all of the work and the transformation that people see in Solange has very little to do with me, but everything to do with her as a person who made their mind up that I am going to be the best that I can be. And regardless of what's going on around me, I am not a product of my environment or my circumstances, and my circumstances has absolutely nothing to do with my destiny. And so now she is able to walk in purpose as she is now and claim what is rightfully hers. So
powerful. You see, the impact when you come face to face with yourself,
yes,
that transformation takes place, and I say it's explosive.
Absolutely.
It is explosive. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's the kind of impact we need to have with each other. we bring strengths. Each of us has our own strengths and weaknesses,
Absolutely.
and we bring it along to impact each other as we go along
Absolutely.
the life journey. You talked about a program that you were on, Solange called, but I understand that you do a weekly program also.
I do.
That deals with,
Relationships. Yes, absolutely. Well, I am the host of a live radio show called Straightforward Talk with Atia, where one of the things through the marriage tree I do is help men, women, and couples discover their own truth for a better marriage and relationship. And as part of that service and as part of that effort or ministry, however you want to look at it, I host a live radio show on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I guess, which is the same time as Grenada time, every Sunday live. And what I deal with is answer questions about relationship issues, marital issues, dealing with people, how to maybe manifest the love of your life, how to resolve the issues and challenges that we face in life or in our relationships. And it's Straightforward Talk with Atia. And I will say this, the title of the show is exactly what it is. So the responses that you get may not always be in a feel-good manner, but they're going to be unpretentious, they're going to be straightforward, and they're going to be honest. And I'm going to be real with you. It's real talk.
Straightforward.
Absolutely.
Good. Well, we would like to be able to be part of that because we believe that we are here for a purpose.
Yes.
And reaching people is our goal, really.
Yes.
And not reaching them with any kind of things, but things that can uplift and build and motivate and promote.
Yes.
So certainly.
I would love that.
Yeah, we can be a channel
Okay.
in that whole process.
Okay.
All right. You mentioned a while ago, Imran, that you have a television
Station.
Tell us, are we on it right now?
Absolutely. Every person that I've interviewed, I have on the TV station, and that has a worldwide network. So it's not just Caribbean-wide, it's worldwide. So you've got people from China, the States, and Poland, and Vietnam watching the channel.
Goes in Syria too?
Absolutely. All over the world. It's worldwide. It's not, it's building, which is great. The station has been around itself 3 months. And that was inspired by a journey and interaction. Sometimes we interact with people and they may say things that may inspire us to do other things. And this gentleman I was speaking to had one idea, I had another idea, and I said, I can do better than this, I want to start my own TV station. And from then, it's been a great opportunity to interview so many people on the island, from Brother B to Lexon Fletcher to Patrick Dowles to the former Governor General Carlisle Glee, Solange, of course, Neil Springle, actor from New York, Grenadian born. We've just got another interview done recently with a Grenadian football coach, and also did a coverage on 3 young ladies called from a company or organisation called Uprising. Uprising, where 3 young ladies, very ambitious young ladies, come together progressively and started a summer school for 3 weeks. And they approached certain people for funding. Those people did not give them the funding or the support. Despite that, from 5 to 16-year-old kids worked this summer school for 3 weeks flat, educating them. No sport, education, which was fantastic. You see, all these young people tapping into their creative skills. Rather than lying on the streets, they're actually doing something constructive. And I heard this story while I was there at the time. I was actually working, I was watching, following GNOW, because GNOW invited me, the Grenada National Association for Women. They invited me to see what was going on, and I did some filming with that. And through that, and then being featured on our TV station, now they got funding from Canada to be able to do further programs in the future. So that's a success story. On the flip side of that, I've actually covered a topic which has been kind of pushed to one side, domestic violence and sexual abuse in Grenada, which is a record high. So did a short documentary on that as well. So BayloriC TV is doing a lot of work, and most recently has come on board a good friend of mine, Fragrance. Bedu, I'm sure who you know very well,
Yes,
Milton.
he was on this show before, and you know, we shared some dreams together.
Absolutely. And one of those dreams was the Ashanti program.
Yes, yes.
And BayloriC Worldwide and Ashanti are proud to announce that we will be working together, collaborating to give the opportunity to the people in Grenada, journalistic opportunities, which is something that I'm sure a lot of young people in Grenada will want. And if we can have a great, you know, outlay of journalists and media, talented and inspired young people for the future, it's certainly going to make Grenada better, and to give them the opportunities. It's a fantastic program to be a part of.
Interesting that you describe it in those terms. The part of the journey, on the journey where it's at right now, next month, the month of October, we are beginning some training, media training, for persons who want to get involved in the media. And the media for us is not just come in and sit and talk about what's happening and what's not happening. The media is wide and far.
Absolutely.
And so we have this training program. It's a media course that lasts for 12 weeks. It's done by CAMS Media Institute, one of the partners with this whole process in terms of what Fragrance is doing. So we're preparing people for the future. In fact, the theme for the training, which starts on the 16th, is from empowerment to employment.
Absolutely.
We do need to empower our people.
That's
We
right.
do need to give them opportunities. We do need to give them the necessary, the requisite skills and know-hows in fulfilling whatever dream or vision or mission that they are on. And that's where we are. We want to empower people. And employment comes after. Employment doesn't come before.
No.
You are trained first, and you are empowered then, and you are employed so that you can do and you can be and you can fulfill those things that you want to become.
Milton, I'm sure you would agree with me that to be empowered is something that somebody must want, desire and
Yes.
recognise. Now, there are a lot of talented people on this island, and one of the things that hurts me, or hurts me the most, is that a lot of these talents are not being recognised, okay? And people are not being empowered, and when people like Solange are feeling empowered, it's a problem. It's a problem on this island. Somebody decides to say, you know what, I don't want to be spending my life in the doldrums no more. I want to be doing something that's going to empower me. I want to do something positive in my life. I want to travel the world. That's a problem for some people. That's a problem with some people. And the problem with it, what happens is, from the mentality they have of being, I can't do this, I can't do that, they then put that onto their peers and say, you can't do that either. You know, and then I turn around to people and say, when they say, oh, me, you can't do something, I said, don't tell me what I can't do. You're telling me what you can't do.
Yes, Atia?
That's a very good point, Ingram. One of the things that when I first started coaching with Solange, I shared with her, I said, as you begin to grow, there will be people around you that will have a problem with that. And you'll find that those people who you thought supported you in the beginning or where you are now, as you begin to evolve into the person that you choose to become and be freer in that expression, the same people that would support you where you are now, some people might fall by the wayside because they won't catch it. They won't get it. And true enough, in some of our sessions, that's exactly what we talk about. And what happens when one of the things I say in one of my books, The Beauty of Being Free, is no form of subjugation can contain a free mind. If you are free thinking, if you're free thinking, you're able to do what you set your mind to. There's no limitations. And so if you refuse to allow those people around you to prescribe the diameter of your thinking, they also will define the circumference of your movement. And so if you begin to go within yourself and pull out those wonderful things that God placed in you from the very beginning, the people around you will begin to change because you will no longer be traveling in the same sphere. Your sphere of influence will change and you will begin to tap into other energies, and two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time and there be harmony. And so she is actually now experiencing that. But that's a natural thing. It's nothing to get upset with. It's people come into your life for a season and a reason, and at a certain time. Some people occupy a page, some people occupy a chapter, some people spend the time or the journey with you through the whole book. But those are far few and in between. So don't get upset, don't feel sad, don't lose sleep, because the people who were once there now, when you were in this state, don't understand you now when you're in this state. That's a natural part of the process. Things change. Everything.
Things change. Is there a song like that, Solange?
Sorry? Yeah.
All right. One of the things I discovered, I heard was mentioned about you that you also sing. In fact, just this morning, I was trying to play that. I think you put up there on the page where you're singing. You sing, and that's, I like the attitude of understanding that, listen, I can do it. I am me. I have a talent. I have a voice. I'm creative. I can bring out the best in me. It doesn't come out in just one week or one day. The good thing about this, it's a process. It's a journey. And the people that we have alongside, in front of us, around us, wherever, could assist positively. But talking about the singing part, I don't think you need to tune up to say something, to bring out that in you. A song, Solange, coming from deep inside you, your heart.
No. It comes naturally for me. It comes naturally for me. I never have to struggle to sing.
Yes.
Sometimes I might lack inspiration to paint a piece, but singing comes naturally for me, and I'm blessed. I accept my blessings, and I endeavor to inspire others naturally. I sing everywhere. Yes. I sing everywhere.
Even here, we are waiting to
oh my God.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Yes, I am nervous, but it doesn't stop me. So yes, I will sing. I'll give you a verse of that song sang by Ella Fitzgerald and also by Etta James called At Last.
Yes.
It's a song I hold in my heart. It's not a love song, but for me it's like a breaking point song. It's just being able to accept that you are free, and I am free. Yeah. So, at last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. Ooh, at last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I can speak to. A dream that I can call my own. I found a dream to rest my cheek to. A dream that I have never known. Oh yeah, you smile, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last.
Deep song.
I did not say anything else again. If I say anything else, I'll just spoil it. Yeah, but this is so inspiring, so touching, so, appreciating what can happen when you look deep down inside of you.
Yes.
Those talents. And listeners out there, you know who you are. And it's about discovering who you are. Don't live this life for many years and still do not find out who you are. It's not going to be one of these positive things that you would experience. All right, Atiya, we probably come down to the next 5-7 minutes of this program, and let me find out from you, how can Grenadians access your services?
Well, you can visit my website at www.themarriagetree.net. My email address is Atiya, that's ATIYA, @themarriagetree.net. Either way, if you visit my website, there's a contact. You can click that or send an email to me. Either way, I respond to all of my emails. I check them several times a day. I do respond. I want to say this to Grenadians. I'm from America, so I'm not used to not responding to emails. I know that's a major issue here in Grenada, but I do business a lot through email because of the number of people I work with in a short span of time. So it helps if you respond to your email. If you email me, I will respond.
Okay, so that's through email. There any telephone contacts at all, or so that we can access those services?
Yes.
That you need to have.
Yes. They can also contact me at 535-4097.
That's 535.
4097. Yes.
I do take the number because there are persons who might call having heard this discussion.
Okay.
I want to call to get in touch with you.
And they also can reach out to Solange. Solange knows, with the Creative Corner, she knows exactly how to reach me. And she knows how accessible I am. She's contacted me, late at night. Is everything okay? Yes. And, I make sure that everything's okay, as long as everything's okay. But I am accessible. So they can reach me either through the 535-4097 or through my website or even through Solange.
And before you go, I want us to agree and put listeners' minds at rest by telling them we're going to be bringing your program.
Yes.
Yeah?
Wonderful.
So they can, this is not just the end of Atiya.
Yes.
Atiya lives on.
Yes.
Yeah? Because the experience that we will have would be positive.
That's wonderful. I'm looking forward to that.
What time of the day is it? Did you say your program is?
4 p.m. on Sundays. Every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now, that's Grenada time.
Yes.
So it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, all right. We will probably inform the listeners more on that as we go on. But we certainly would like to expand, share your ideas and share your experience with our audience.
Wonderful. Thank you. I look forward to it.
Yes. All right. In closing, let me hear some closing thoughts. Solange, Ingram, Atiya, some closing thoughts from everyone in closing. Solange, as it was in the beginning?
So shall it be, yeah. Well, I am the founder of the Creative Corner by Solange. It's an artistic creative company, and I am proud to say that this coming Wednesday I will be launching my art gallery, and it's going to be where I live in Conference, St. Andrews. So those of you who out there listening to me, you are all invited to that special moment in history for me, and my supportive team, Ingram and Atiya, and Milton, you've been on my support team for a long time now as well. I send out the invitation so that you guys can come meet the artists. It's nothing like when you come home. So yeah, I look forward to that. You can find me on Facebook, or you can visit my website as well. That's thecreativecornerbysolange.net, or you can find me on Facebook and under the same name, or my name is Solange Robert. My contact is 414-2141. You can find me at that as well. So I look forward to some great responses from, you know, the general public, the world, because I know I have been creating waves already, and I cannot stop.
Wow, you cannot stop. I don't even think of even
No,
trying.
it's not written in my dictionary to stop. I have to set a legacy, you know, and I am on the right journey.
Yes.
As the saying goes, I am in purpose.
The journey.
Yeah.
The journey. Ingram, you've been so supportive. I can see that you are one of the strong pillars.
Well,
Standing.
well, I'm only as strong as my wife. That's all I can say about that.
Congratulations, anyhow.
What can I say? I am the founder of BayloriC Worldwide. I've said before. We have a TV station which is available for people around the world to watch. It is at www.bayloricworldwide.com. BayloricWorldwide.com. That's BayloricWorldwide.com. Get to see all the interviews that are there, and the special edition recently announced is Patrick Delves will be doing once a week, The Herbalist, medical moments on BayloriC Worldwide, exclusive to BayloriC, so people can hear about what's going on in Grenada, the certain medical issues that are out. The first week will be focused on diabetes. It's a high rate in Grenada, so Patrick will be focusing on how diabetes is, how it comes about, and then we'll talk about how he goes about, you know, rectifying what the issues are with diabetes, and talk about diets and stuff like that. So the Herbalist will be at BayloricWorldwide.com. So it's a great opportunity for Grenadians to get involved.
And Atia.
Yes. Well, the last few words, I want to say this first of all, is Miles Monroe, who is a phenomenal author, and his ministry is phenomenal. But Miles Monroe asked the question, what is the wealthiest place in the world? And then he responds by saying the graveyard, because a lot of times people's gifts and their dreams and all of the things they wanted to do in life's journey dies with them. So I will say to those who are listening, don't let your dream, your desires pass as you pass, because you can put things in motion that will outlive all of us, and that's what it's about, so that those who walk behind us or after us can actually build upon what we created.
Oh, so beautiful, so beautifully done. Well said. I would like to have to be able to go on and on and on with this chat, but it's coming down to 28 minutes after, and we have some other issues to take care of. We have some students from the medical school, St. George's University, standing by, and we're going to be continuing with the discussion. But to you here, it's a great pleasure and privilege to be able to chat with you, and to be empowered, actually inspired by all that took place here this morning, and we certainly look forward to having you again on this program.
Yes.
Where we can continue to create those waves across, you know,
Yes.
Whatever. And at the end of it all, my desire is that lives will be changed
Absolutely.
for the better.
Yes.
You know, we can have some positive attitudes instead of some negative attitudes.
Yes.
Yes, we can have some responsible people instead of irresponsible people. We can have some mature people instead of immaturity. Yeah, we can have these things because these things are important to our own experience on the journey. Well, again, thanks, and it's such a great pleasure to be. I'm sure our friend, if he was here, he would say thanks too. So I say on his behalf, Bido, I say thanks. That's fragrance. I guess he is listening. All right. So thank you very much for coming, and that's what we do here on mornings. We give you information so that you can function and that you can continue to be part of the experience. Hello?